All right, welcome back, BPD fans. It is me, Big Papa D, and I'm here for another reaction. This reaction comes as a request from one of our fans. I'll put the name in post-production. But once again, we're doing a lot of these. This song today is another one from Dax. This song is Depression. Before we get started here, let's go ahead and ask you guys to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit that notification bell, and comment down below. The outpouring and the reactions from you guys, it hasn't even been a week since the channel started, has been overwhelming, and I appreciate it greatly. We're on our way to 100 subs, and then we'll get there very soon. Okay, I think we got everything all keyed up. This is Dax Depression. We already know what this is obviously going to be. Similar to the last couple songs. This, I know a lot about. This, without going deep into the reasoning, I suffered from depression for a while and was taking medication. I am no longer taking medication, but we can delve into that later on. But I know how hard depression can be.
Open for change, but don't know how to restart. They say you went.
How the heck that happened? I think my OBS hotkeys and my YouTube hotkeys are conflicting with one another. All right, once again, let's get this started. I understand that feeling. Beautifully portrayed. Country guitar again.
I can't find myself. I get lost inside my brain. Think I might need help, but I pushed all them away. I took the cards they dealt, and there's nothing I can change. So when I'm by myself, I just pray for brighter days.
The imagery in this video, obviously starting out, he's on a ship in the middle of the ocean in a storm. That along with he's basically sitting there in the waters, just rising up. Just a great imagery, and it really, really portrays the feelings you get when you're, in these moments of just, dire depression. I mean, depression, it's something that stays with you, but it's kind of ebbs and flows. And when you're in those darker times, that's exactly how it feels. All right, let's bump this back a little bit.
Myself, I just pray for brighter days. Sometimes I sit and I reminisce about the good times. Wish I could get those back. I keep on running these races that go in my mind, and they go on these tracks. I'm not ready to erase all my memories. I fight depression and I let it get the best of me. Now there's nowhere to run.
That's the thing, is that whatever is caused, I mean, obviously I know it's like, chemical and everything, but whatever like your biggest, life demons are, a lot of those are interwoven in great memories and great people that you don't want to forget. So it's like, how do I get rid of the bad when it's just all woven together with the good and the people and the events in your life that you cherish and you don't want to let go of? But that's just rough. That's the thing. It's like, it's like something that, things you need and you want that are also just laced with, things you don't.
And I let it get the best of me. Now there's nowhere to run, nowhere to go. Look around, there's liquor bottles all on the floor. Filling up the space inside my heart and my home. Drowning out these thoughts until they leave me alone. I can't find myself. I get lost inside my brain. Think I might need help, but I pushed all them away. I took the cards they dealt, and there's nothing I can change. So when I'm by myself, I just pray for brighter days. These thoughts are...
I'm sorry, just give me a second. Just those lines remind me of the hole that I used to be in. That was always my big thing. Was like, I want to find myself again. I want to be that guy I used to be. And when you're there, getting out doesn't seem possible. All right, let's bump us back a little bit.
Myself, I just pray for brighter days. These thoughts are draining all my energy. I try to tell them the God, they said I'm going insane, and then they recommended therapy. And I go and talk to a man who's getting paid to explain. He started saying that the chemical imbalance is the reason that my brain ain't connecting to accomplishments associated with moving on in life and past the things that my heart cannot contain. So the happiness won't sustain. And he read me my options. He said, here goes a pill, only take 2 to eat a meal, and it'll numb how I feel. I can't find myself. I get lost inside my brain. Think I might need help, but I pushed all them away. I took the cards they dealt, and there's nothing I can change. So when I'm by myself,
acceptance. I mean, I know it's cliche, but that's a big part of it. It's like, look, accepting that these things happened, and then realizing that you just can't live there. You can't live in that. And that no matter what you do, you can't change what happened. But you want tomorrow to be better. You want the rest of your time to mean something, be meaningful. And that's a big part.
And there's nothing I can change. So when I'm by myself, I just pray for brighter days. Should I drown all these thoughts or should I leave them to float? I've got all of my flaws living inside of this boat. I've been anchored in pain, the weight is making me choke. It's getting harder to breathe, it's pulling right at my throat. I've been hoping for change but don't know how to restart. They say you ain't a man when you exposing your heart. Then they say you insane until it tears you apart. And then it cuts you so deep and they can tell by the scars. We can only see change when we accept who we are. Try to run from the shame and you won't never get far. Don't you bottle the pain and live your life in the dark. You're meant to break from those chains and shine as bright as a star.
He's so eloquent at basically expressing the feelings, I mean, that I felt, and obviously from his popularity, what a lot of people have felt. That's so eloquent. I didn't expect to break down, but he like reached into my soul.
Live your life in the dark. You're meant to break from those chains and shine as bright as a star. Don't you ever tell yourself that your depression is the reason you won't make it, or that happiness is not in your cards. With our God, you can beat all the odds. Keep your faith and you'll never be lost. And say, I can't find myself. I get lost inside my brain. Think I might need help. But I pushed all them away. I took the cards they dealt, and there's nothing I can change. So when I'm by myself, I just pray for brighter days.
The beat is just beautiful, and the flow is just awesome. You know, the funny thing is that, like, you know, if you see someone cry, you're like, oh, well, they're still in that. I'm not. I'm a happy person. And I was on medication for years. And the thing about it is, you know, in a busy life, if you forget to refill your script, and you go, you know, 2 or 3 days without, and just how just utterly like manic you would get, and I like never was that in my life. And it was like, well, I'm taking something that if I don't take it, then you know I'm basically out of control. And I was like, I can't live my life that way. So I learned coping skills and things I could do to help mitigate the issues. I mean, I was to a point where I couldn't even watch like a semi-sentimental commercial without just bursting out crying, and I just didn't deal with the the root causes. And to be honest with you, weird as it may sound, YouTube kind of was one of my therapies. When I was feeling really down, I would get on YouTube late at night, and couple hours a night, I'd literally search out the saddest videos I could find and then just have a good cry. And then at the end of that, I felt refreshed and amazing. I let it all out. I'm so glad that I got on this Dax journey. I only knew Dax through his collabs with Tom McDonald, but all these songs that I've done so far just really just hit me right, you know. I don't want to use a trendy word like feels, but just hit me right there. And it's good. It's good to cry. It's good to understand that someone else understands how you feel. And I'm just appreciative for it. All right, guys, thank you once again for joining me. The outpouring of love on this channel has just been amazing. The support. Keep those suggestions coming. If I haven't watched it already, because I'm going to be real on this channel. I'm not going to pretend, oh, I've never seen this before, you know, and then do a reaction to it, because that's just not real, and I'm real, and that's how I've always been. Once again, thanks again. I appreciate everything, and peace and love.